Okay, so it is time for another episode of Attack on Titan. This is episode 25 of the final season, which is episode 84 overall. And we know this new team has been put together to save the world, though we don't exactly know how they plan on doing that. But we're just going to have to watch the episode and find out. So, you know what? Let's just see what their plan is. Let's see if the action gets started because there's only like 4 episodes left in the final season. Can you believe there's only 4 episodes left? I can't believe it, so let's savor this one. So we've got this cold opening like in a void. Oh man, and we're seeing a baby here. A baby and liquor. Those two things do go together better than you'd realize if you've ever had a child. So who is this baby? Who is this person in this void? Talking about his kids and his family and the good life they deserve. This guy's out on a balcony. What are we seeing here? Jean. Okay, so Hanji's coming to get... Is Jean having some kind of hallucination in prison, thinking about what life could have been like if he'd just gone with the Jaegerists? Oh, so this is showing how Hanji must have made contact with Jean and told him about the plan and worked out the signal. And he's like sitting here thinking, if I just ignore Hanji, I could have this sweet life I'm daydreaming about as a Jaegerist. Once parody in the Eldian Empire just destroys the rest of the world, I can have anything I want. Oh man, we're really seeing the internal choice Jean had to make in that moment. Of course, Hanji's not alone. She's got Mikasa with her. Seeing just how they can appeal to Jean's humanity here. Oh man, tell him about Levi and his unfortunate condition. I'll let him know they got Peak, the cart titan, on their side. They have some other stragglers from Marley. I guess she means Magath. Yeah, telling him we got to stop Eren. Mikasa wants to know how. Okay, let's see what we see. I want to hear what Hanji's got up her sleeve here. Oh, so she's got to get more of these shifters on their side. Good, and she's recognizing her previous rank means nothing in this new world order that's just popped up. Good, Mikasa is dedicated to stopping Eren. Good, because there's always that concern about can Mikasa fight against her innate dedication and loyalty to Eren. Oh man, a good question. What happens in 4 years once the founding titan goes on to somebody else? Talking about the potential, very real potential, that stopping Eren means all of them will die. Oh, so they're kind of looking like turn back the clock is what Hanji's saying. Back to the threat of the rumbling to protect us, just like the old king had. Oh man, John's remembering the words of Willie Tiber here. Oh man, but Hanji's just talking about a few more years is better than genocide tomorrow. Yeah, Jean looks like he's not going to be easy to convince to come on over to Hanji's side here. But everybody, well, I won't say everybody, but Hanji and Mikasa know that genocide is not the answer. She'd rather go down fighting than not try to stop it, which I totally understand that sentiment. Oh wow, Hanji's kind of blaming herself here. And it looks like we're not going to get an OP. They're going ahead and rolling some of these opening credits here over this conversation. Oh, but Hanji still feels the role of commander of the scouts. And she feels like those scouts she commanded are watching her, and she's got to do the right thing. Oh, thinking of the memory of the dead as much as those that are still alive. Oh, look at all the ghosts of former scouts in the background. This is a beautiful scene. I love this with Erwin and others back there. There's the guy that got his last drink of booze and then he got chomped. We got all these sort of familiar faces that I don't know him by name. Oh, Marco! Oh, man. That's enough to convince Jean. The memory of all those scouts. And he is, once a scout, always a scout. Night of the End is the name of the episode. A very ominous name. Let's see where this takes us. No OP, so I'll just quickly remind you I have a Patreon. There's a link in the video description. Potatoes. Oh, there's only one character I think of when I see potatoes being sliced and cut and boiled. And unfortunately, she is not with us anymore. Hanji's asking him to give her a hand with the potatoes. I think it's a fair request. No longer enemies, Magath. Let's see if they talk a little bit about this unification motive here between Magath and Peak and Reiner, and then the citizens of Paradis, these scouts here that have them. Let's hear what Hanji has to say. She's going to plead her argument to Magath, see if she can convince him. The idea that they're in the forest making stew. So that bottle in his hand, is that spinal fluid wine that he's drinking? I mean, it doesn't affect the Marleyan, but it's kind of like creepy and ominous to have that there. Oh, Jean is calling Magath a hypocrite here. You know, he said, you came looking for us. We didn't come looking for you. None of us would be here if you guys in your warrior program hadn't come trying to take back the Founding Titan. Interesting. But Magath is saying your actions as the result are the very proof of why we need to do what we did. Oh man, this is a very complicated argument. You can't worry about chicken or egg in this whole situation, like which came first, who's really at fault. You guys got to get together and try to salvage something for humanity. Oh man, see, they're just going into this big circular argument about, well, if you hadn't done that, we wouldn't have done this, and if you hadn't done this, we wouldn't have done that. They got to put the past exactly there, in the past, come together and worry about the future. How much longer can they go arguing about all this stuff that's really irrelevant and pointless because we are where we are no matter whose fault it is? Let's try and salvage something. Let bygones be bygones, bury the hatchet, and all those kind of cliches here, guys. And that's exactly what Hanji's saying. Silly to talk about the past. None of us are in the past any longer. But we're all headed towards the future, so let's make it a future worth heading to. Oh. Yeah, Hanji's putting it like a very Professor X from the X-Men point of view. The rest of the world hates and fears and despises us, but we're going to try to save them anyway. I think he's going to see her words to ring more truly than he does Jean's. Oh, Annie's asking the $1,000,000 question. And I think she's asking Mikasa and Armin, can you kill Eren if that's what it takes? Now, basically, will you kill Eren if you can? Like, not that it's possible, but if you find yourself a way to do it, will you do it? Oh, and Mikasa gives the answer, we don't have to kill him, we just have to stop him. And Annie's asking a very real question. Seriously? Like, if you're going to hesitate when you get the chance to take that shot, then we don't need you in that situation to take that shot. But Armin's saying we got to talk to him first. Because maybe there's something here. You know, they still want to give their friend that ride or die kind of loyalty. But it may be way beyond ride or die time. I don't know. And Annie is just being the realist. Oh, man. She's even saying, like, if she tries to kill Eren, those guys will end up protecting him, and then it's going to just break along their former loyalty lines, and they won't be unified after all. So let's see what kind of answer they have for Annie here. Oh, so Mikasa's seeing this as a challenge, and you know, we never did get to see who won that fight between Annie and Mikasa. So maybe we'll get a round 2, and we'll see who wins this. Or maybe not. I think, oh, Annie was getting ready to, she had her little spike out on her ring. She was going to go female Titan if she had to. What's this? It's like Annie's trying to de-escalate the situation. She wants to keep her father and Marley from dying, and she's going to accept Mikasa's help. But I'm worried. We heard that gunshot. Her father may already be dead. Yeah, so Annie saw some reason here. No reason to fight Mikasa just yet. Don't fight that fight till you have to, Annie. Because Mikasa is not an easy fight. Even if you go Titan form, Mikasa is not an easy fight. She's the next best thing to Levi in this world. Oh boy, that stew looks like something. I mean, I'm a Stu fan. I like Stu as much as the next guy, but I don't know, that Stu didn't look so good. Oh, I forgot all about that thing I thought might be a helicopter. That flying boat that the Azumabito people built. So they are going to get that flying boat. That thing I speculated was some kind of like Attack on Titan version of a helicopter. Oh, who are they talking to? Oh, they're talking to Yelena, I guess. So they're trying to figure out where he's going to make landfall, like where his beachhead is going to be when he attacks the quote mainland, and she has no idea. But they can't go looking around east, west, north, south. They got a not limited amount of fuel, so they got to take this helicopter thing to one spot. Oh, and Annie, somebody that Yelena hasn't really talked to before, is maybe the one that's going to crack Yelena's code here and figure out what Yelena knows and what Yelena can tell him. Even on Yonkapan wants Yelena to cooperate. Oh, so Magatha said she's actually Marlan when everybody thought she wasn't Marlan. Oh, what's Peak saying to Yelena here? Oh, we're going to find out about Yelena's background, it looks like. Peak looked into it. She is Marlan. We thought she was a foreign liberator of sorts. See, she even. Oh, I love what we're getting here from Peak. She was disappointed in her own country, so she pretended to be from another country, created this total fiction about being a foreign born person. Oh, I like this. I like this twist that I did not expect in Yelena. Yelena truly is an odd duck. And she's like petting the duck face, telling Cart Titan to go save the world, or is she sort of like being condescending there when she says that? Oh wow, she's like kind of calling them out on what she thinks that they're all using this nobility as like a fake gesture to try to make up for the hatred they've spread. We got an info card all about stew, potato stew. What a great info card. I wish it was a recipe so I could make my own potato stew. Oh, wow. Now she's calling them all out on the evils that they've done in the past, calling Reiner out. Let's see what she has to say to Annie and the female Titan. Are they? I guess she wouldn't know Marco by name, but boy, she's mentioning Annie's sins here. Now let's see what she has to say about Jean and Armin and Mikasa. Yeah, Armin did go nuclear on that port. Armin has blown up quite a few people. And you know Armin's going to take this to heart. He's probably the one that's going to be most affected by Yelena's reminders of their evil deeds. So what did Jean do in Liberia? I don't remember anything particularly heinous. Yeah, he fired a Thunder Spear at Falco, but Falco survived. Oh, now this is the one the fans have had trouble forgiving Gabi for, the fact that she killed Sasha. So she is planting that wedge between Connie and Gabi, if nothing else. Yelena really trying to play up how sweet she thought Sasha was, though Yelena probably didn't know her all that well. She is trying to sow discord amongst this unified team of would-be world savers. Look at these, Jean's just happy to have Stu. As long as you got Stu, you got no room for hate. That's what my grandma always told me. And then she gave me Stu and said she hated me. I don't know, she never said that. Oh, now they're throwing the little hate back at Yelena. I guess they got to get all this hate and discord and distrust out of their system around the campfire, eating stew and sipping whatever's in this bottle before they go into action, because there's no room for doubt once whatever they're going to do starts getting done. They got to get it all out of their system here in a controlled environment and then move forward with clean slates, baptized in fire and trial by fire and all that. Oh man, she's mentioning Marco. How does she know about Marco? Oh, I guess Bertolt's memories would probably tell Armin all about what happened with Marco. And Reiner, of course, knows about it. Annie knows about it. And Annie's coming clean. Reiner's coming clean. He's taking responsibility for it too. So everybody get this air cleared so you can work as a cohesive unit for what's better. Like I've been saying, past, let that be behind you. Acknowledge your mistakes, don't make them again. Move together with a unified cause for a common goal and common good. I do like this clearing the air, coming clean about Marco, because that could be a real wedge if this popped up in the heat of battle. You got to acknowledge it and move on. Marco also kind of overheard them talking about some stuff. It wasn't just because he couldn't move that he got eaten. I mean, they made it so he couldn't move. But they, killed him to cover up their secret. Oh, he's being honest too. He's not covering up Marco's final words there. I do like what they're saying here is like, let's talk this out so we stop trying to put each other in the ground, which is kind of what I was recommending. I wonder if there's something about the asymmetry of the circle. Some people are further from the fire while some people are quite a bit closer. The fire is not centered, but they do seem to be staggered a little bit as far as Parody, Marley, Parody, Marley. Oh, is Reiner going to talk about his dissociative identity issues? So Reiner killed the Titan who ate Marco, who he left to be eaten by that Titan. Yeah, Jean is picking up on this dual identity here, this issue, this dissociative identity issue that Reiner has had, the soldier versus the warrior personalities of Reiner. Oh, whoa, is Jean coming at Reiner? Because Reiner won't fight back. He's got too much guilt, right? So is Jean going to get it out of his system here? I mean, we've seen him fight with Eren quite a few times. But man, he is pummeling on Reiner. And between maybe still being weak from his injuries and just having no desire to fight, because I think Reiner could put up a pretty darn good fight against Jean. But he's accepting this beating because he thinks he deserves it. He knows he deserves it. I'm glad people are like keeping Jean from hurting him anymore. Gabi jumped in to protect Reiner. Falco there to help his beloved Gabi. And she's admitting her own kind of guilt here and their own plans and how dedicated she was to killing everybody on Parody, wiping out the populace. Even though she herself is a subject of Ymir, an Eldian. They wanted to kill their own kind to be forgiven by the rest of the world. And now it's all backfired. Their whole plan is backfired, so the very people they were hoping to get forgiveness for look like they're doomed to be trampled beneath the feet of rumbling titans. Oh man, here is more of this Gabi maturity, this Gabi's character coming around. She's asking for forgiveness. She's begging for help. She's acknowledging their differences and acknowledging that she was wrong and that their past ideas were wrong and that can they just work together and move on. I love this Gabi, a whole version of Gabi that you might have thought was impossible, 23 episodes ago. And Jean, of course, who has matured and come around, and now he's maybe slid back a little bit to an older version of Jean. Jean's going to leave without a second bowl of porridge here? Come on, Jean. And they could use every warm body, but if somebody's going to walk away, I mean, Jean, you can make up for that loss. He's not one of the 9. But still, I think Jean's going to come back and help, right? I mean, Jean's story can't end like this. And Levi just complaining about the noise. How come they can't pull Levi on his little sled closer to the fire? Oh man, and John just like isolated in the forest with his hands over his ears. Who's this waking up Gabi? Let's see what happens here. It's Jean! Are we going to see some reconciliation between these two polarizing forces, the two have come to represent the Eldians of Parody and the Eldians of Liberio? Jean's telling him to get up. Okay, Jean just had to get it out of his system. Like I said, around the campfire in a controlled setting before the crap hits the moving blades of the fan, before the fire gets real, before the party gets lit. Let's work this out so we can move forward without any of this mess hanging over our heads. Oh, I like this. A nice resolution to the conflict. Get it out of your system and let's go on and let's be a super team. He's not going to apologize to Reiner. And Reiner's going to accept it because Reiner has self-loathing probably unparalleled by anyone. Yeah, what's up with Annie over here in the corner? I want to see Armin and Annie have a little chat. Oh, so is she like the scout? Like Peak is out there in her card titan form doing some scouting? Oh, so the Jaegers got the port. That's no surprise. None of this is a real big surprise. They're going to control all the areas of entry and access and exit. So they're definitely going to have to fight their way out or sneak their way out one way or the other. Oh, and they've got the lady from the other land, the lady who claims that the bloodline is represented by Mikasa. Akumabito, is that the Azumabito? And that's the end, and she's being held hostage. Are we going to see a daring rescue of this emissary from the land that kind of represents Japan in the story? The person who seemed to hold Mikasa as like the inheritor or the heir to the throne and all that sort of thing. I don't know what's going to happen there. Are they going to have to fight their way off the island? Are they going to find a way to distract them and escape some other way? Are they going to find that airship that they were looking for? I guess that's what they're looking for here. I think we're getting ready for some real action. And there's only 3 episodes left, so there's got to be some real action, right? I don't see how this wraps up in 3 episodes. All the theories about, is there a movie following it? Is there a part 3 to the final season? I don't know, but it's hard to see this wrapping up in 3 episodes. But another interesting episode. I loved it. They were all sitting around the campfire. We had to use that literal campfire as a metaphorical fire to forge a team in those flames, get all the bad blood out, clear the air, settle your issues here in a controlled environment so we can move on with a laser-like focus, razor sharp, and get this done and save the world. I'm proud of you for watching anime, and I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.